Hello, my name is Drew Didle, and I am starting a new season of my podcast called The Listening Room. It'll be season 3 that I'm going to be posting on YouTube and Twitter. And in this season, I'm going to be focusing on my support for the presidential candidate, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And what I plan to do is just conduct a series of interviews. They could be long or short, anywhere from a minute to an hour, just getting to know enthusiastic Kennedy supporters and their reasons for supporting him. And so for this first episode, I was just going to share a little bit about my own enthusiasm for this presidential candidate and why I feel so excited about the opportunity that I have and that we all have to support this candidate at this time in 2024. So, I think we live in a pretty polarized or divided world. A lot of times people see things in terms of Republican versus Democrat, red versus blue, the home team versus the away team. And in lots of different ways, we kind of get divided into two categories that are opposed to each other, which is often somewhat artificial. And when that happens, many times the people who are sort of orchestrating that divide and conquer approach really benefit from the infighting that happens when the two sides that are subjects to the powers that be don't really see what's happening and really get dug into. For example, of presidential politics, they're really dug into, I can't stand Trump. I think he's evil. I think, X and Y and Z, he's the worst ever. We have to vote for Biden. Or just the opposite. I can't believe what an incompetent, senile person Biden is. I can't believe, so many people are supporting him. We have to get Trump because Trump will be, the only solution to the problem of Biden. And so you get a lot of people, millions of people who are really dug into those two positions that oppose each other. And, it doesn't make a lot of difference from my perspective, one way or the other, if Biden were to win or if Trump were to win in November. But the opportunity we have is for something that would be very different, which would be imagining if Robert F. Kennedy Jr. could win and be president of the United States. And there's a few reasons why that does represent such a challenge to these powers that be, which, I'll probably get into as we go through these episodes of this podcast. But in short, his background as an environmental lawyer has been on behalf of the animals, on behalf of the land and the environment. He did work helping to protect and restore the Hudson Valley waterway, which was kind of ruined with pollution from corporate polluters. And he looked into it and found that all that needed to happen was to enforce the laws that were already in place, to bring penalties to the corporations that were polluting. And by advocating, using the legal system, that led to some changes that really kind of restored the life and the vibrancy to that region. And right now we live in a country, we live on a planet that is basically all divided up into property, that is being run by individuals, it's being run by corporations with a kind of an exploitive mindset of extracting minerals, extracting resources, maximizing profits. And the powers that be, the right-wing system, the left-wing system, work together to protect corporations, to protect quarterly profit earnings. And the system as it is continues to hum along in that usual way. And the people who lose out are the people who are subjects of that, or who end up eating these foods that are processed with pesticides and living on properties where the rent is going up and up and up. And so the idea that we could have a popular candidate who is on the side of the common people really does, to me, seem like a possibility that could grow, a critical mass and a winning team when it comes to the election. And so one of the biggest obstacles to that is for in people's mind's eye, in the little inner voice saying it's possible, saying that he could win. Because we know the media is saying the opposite story, that he's fringe, he's third party, he's conspiracy theorist, whatever names they use to make it seem like he is, to make it seem that he's non-viable, when in actuality, as individuals, like for myself and for my friends and for fellow supporters, if we see him as viable and we are broadcasting and we are sharing the message, creating art, writing songs, writing plays, whatever it takes, making posters, making murals, if we are using our creative gifts to help spread the message, then we can really kind of wake up our family, our friends, our local communities, and we can use tools like Twitter, YouTube, and others to help spread that message. We can write letters to the editor. There's 1,000 things that we can do to help spread the word, and we don't have a lot of time to do it. We have between now and November, obviously. Because today is, I think it's summer solstice, June 20th. The first debate is being planned right now between Biden and Trump on CNN, and there are protests being planned in Atlanta, in New York, in California, here in Minnesota. And, they may be small at first, but it's an opportunity for us to come together and to share about why we think it's so important that Bobby is represented and why we are so passionate about supporting him. So I'm going to wrap up my comments soon, but I will continue to post in the future what will be interviews. I'm just going to probably be on Zoom, recording the Zoom conversation between me and other enthusiastic Kennedy supporters. And over time, we will see how that unfolds. My goal is to do at least one of these interviews a week, but I could see it happening faster than that, and there could be times where I get busy. But thank you for listening. Feel free to leave comments or feedback you might have for me. If you're seeing this on YouTube or Twitter, just in the comments below. I'll do my best to try to keep tabs on those. And that's all for now. I guess as sort of a closing thought, I just wanted to highlight, from my view, how this is really about creating a movement. And the movement isn't only about Bobby Kennedy. The movement is just about the common people. And it so happens that this movement of common people has someone in Bobby Kennedy who is worth supporting for the presidential seat. And so if it weren't Bobby, it might be somebody else. But the idea is that we can build a popular movement, and one of the outcomes of having a popular movement at this time could be getting Bobby Kennedy Jr. into the presidential office, which would have pretty impactful consequences for reasons that we'll get into in future episodes. So thanks again for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Peace.